Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. It's Monday, May 22nd. Tim Scott declared his Republican candidacy for the presidency today. Huzzah! Okay, so I decided to do a little bit of reading on Mr. Scott, and specifically on abortion. Trump and DeSantis have been upping the rhetoric. DeSantis signing a 6-week abortion bill. Trump, who had been saying that the Republicans made a mistake in overturning Roe v. Wade in the courts, is now saying how he put on 3 conservative justices that overturned it. And, he's going full right wing. I think I was watching Bo the Fifth Column discuss this. So he's going full right wing. He's going full tilt right wing on this one. And as they say, you can't win the general without the MAGA crowd. You can't win the primary without the MAGA crowd. You can't win the general with them. So, Tim Scott, I looked up his abortion stance, and his abortion stance is basically, I signed a 15-week abortion bill, and we need to have a conversation to win the hearts and minds of people. And I know that the more conversation we have, the more hearts and minds will win, and I want to pass the most conservative abortion agenda that I can. When asked if that meant would he be okay outlawing abortion, he just said, we're a long way from that. We have to win lots of hearts and minds first. So the answer is yeah, if he had his way, he'd ban abortion to appease that faction of the evangelicals in the Republican base. Tim Scott's not anybody's savior in this one. So I'm just going to ask real quick, what's Mr. Scott's opinion on abortion? No, I should actually get my Italian deck, my cut through the crap deck. But let's see what Mr. Scott has to say. So we're going to come up with the temperance card. Yes, let's wait and see. Let's look at the hearts and minds of people. Basically, he's going to measure. This actually matches his answer. His answer was, I'm going to pass the most conservative legislation I can, but it's only the length of time is what most people will agree to. In other words, if you want to ban it outright right now, you can't, because there's too many people who are going to say, no, we're against that. So then he's trying to find that magic number. Right now it's 15 weeks, but he's going to try and chop it, to 12 weeks or 10 weeks or something along those lines. But he's going to wait and see. No, what can I get away with? He doesn't know the answer. He knows what he wants to do, but he's pragmatic enough to know he can't do it on his own. So that's what he wants to do. He has no problem making the decision and taking action on it, and he's waiting to do so. He wants the government to legislate this, whether it's the state or the federal government. I imagine he'd love to have the federal government do it and force all states to do that, but then again, it's a very anti-Republican thing because states' rights. And he's a bit of a fool for wanting to do this. This is one of those things that's going to come back and bite him on the butt on the way back, because there's a strong emotional component when it comes to women's reproductive rights in this country. Yeah, you can try and measure it, but here's the reality. People don't want this, and they have really strong feelings about this. So he's trying to figure out what it's going to be. He wants to know what the most conservative thing he can get people to agree to, because he wants to enact it as law in this country. He wants to do this. He wants to be the guy that signs the 10-week abortion bill or the 6-week abortion bill, the federal bill. But this is a fool's errand to do this. This basically kills your vote with suburban women who the Republicans absolutely need if they want to win any form of general election. They just aren't getting it. They're pandering to the very vocal, extreme right-wing part of their base, the MAGAs and the evangelicals. So that's what he's trying to do. Let's ask how his campaign's going to go. How is Donald Trump? Okay, maybe this is the more fun one, right? How is Donald Trump going to attack him? Because if he's a threat, Donald Trump will attack him. Right now, Donald Trump's going after Ron DeSantis because DeSantis is the only threat. He's ignoring Nikki Haley and anybody else. I guess DeSantis, and DeSantis is talking about declaring this week, so we'll throw on that when that happens, and we'll see if he grabs Sarah Huckabee Sanders to be his VP. But how's Trump going to attack this guy? Let's see if we can get a card like, oh, who's this? I don't know what's this thing on the bottom of my shoe card, but maybe that'll be defined in this one. How's Trump? Oh, there we go. How's Trump going to attack Tim Scott's candidacy? Well, it's a betrayal. So Trump's not happy about this. He's never happy about any competition, really. But or maybe Scott thinks it's a betrayal. Maybe Scott was a big supporting fan of his. But there's a betrayal here. And what's that going to cross with? The Knight of Pentacles, the messaging. Okay, so I think he's going to find some personal... My guess is Trump is going to find some personal dirt. Stuff that's not political. This is like, the girlfriend... This is the girlfriend, the mistress that he has, or the illegitimate children. The stuff that's out of bounds. He's going to go forward with that. Or threaten he's going to. But now he's going to go forward with that because the guy has no bottom. Let's see. So in the past, what do we have? Oh, yeah, I know Tim Scott. I liked him. I helped him out. He always came to me for advice, and I helped him. I don't know why he's running, but yeah. So in the past, we had the Six of Pentacles. This is just, Trump in charge and everybody kneeling at his feet. And it could be Scott wanting to do that, but this is Trump. Like, to Trump, Tim Scott's a nobody. This is literally saying it all. Yesterday, Tim Scott was a nobody. What is he today? Today, he's dead to him. He's going to end him. I don't know if he'll make quick work of him or not, but yeah, he's going to end him, and he's going to end him fast. It's just sort of a matter of, it's kind of when he turns his horse onto him, it's done. This campaign may be over before it begins. I know Tim Scott took out, if I'm not mistaken, he took out like $5 million in advertising campaigns in Iowa. I don't know when the Iowa primary is, but he may not make it out of Iowa or those first three states. This could be one of those things where Tim Scott's candidacy is done within the first three states. Overarching energy, Trump's just going to run him over. You don't get in the way of the Trump train. Oh, did I happen to mention this is not a MAGA-friendly channel? Although this right now you might be thinking is very MAGA-friendly in the way that Trump's just going to just steamroll this guy. But it really isn't. So, no, you can keep watching because you're going to be gleeful that Trump's just going to crush Tim Scott like there's no tomorrow. But understand that Trump's not going to win the election. It's just not going to happen. He's had too many of his supporters die because they didn't wear masks. Idiots. For entertainment purposes only, of course. Sorry for anybody who lost family members who were MAGA supporters that wouldn't wear masks. But, so many cray-crays out there. Lesson to be learned. It's the end. It's the end of the world as I know it, and I feel fine. Yeah, Trump just owns the GOP. That's what this is saying is you're in Trump world. And when you're in Trump world, you're going to get run over if you get in the way. You cross them, you're dead. You get run over by the chariot and it's done. Outcome. One candidate down. 9 more candidates to crush. So, in the end of the day, Trump's just going to run his butt over. And even though this guy's tired, he's not even going to break a sweat. Because, it's just, this is small potatoes. He's got other people he needs to worry about. Underneath this, the lover's card, it's just, that's the compromise. That's the compromise. He's gonna point out the mistress or the children, the relationships that this guy is in, the illicit relationships, and it's just going to be the end of him because all of a sudden you've lost the evangelical support because Trump will make a big deal out of it, and despite the fact that Trump himself porn stars and everything like that. But Trump will make a big deal out of it, and they'll listen to him because they want to. They want to believe him, and they're just so willing to move the goalposts for that guy. Okay, so Tim Scott, don't worry about him. He's not going anywhere. Matter of fact, in some perverse way, you might just sit back and enjoy the fun watching Donald Trump just steamroll these MAGA Republicans and not so MAGA Republicans that stand up to him. All right. That's the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up and a like and all the good stuff like that. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.